Well,
um,
we know
from
Jay has a
Midland.
weather radio because he showed it to us at the Shield Museum. It's also in his little icon there on the screen. So we know he has a weather radio. So we're glad because, I think that's the one a lot of people miss. But yeah, redundant, right? Because like after Helene, when the cell phone towers and the internet TV went down, either because of loss of power or loss of signal, that's one way typically that you can get weather information. You can get warnings, you can get from your cell phone, get from your TV. But if those go down, you're going to need a redundancy, a backup option, whether that be a
Right.
weather radio, AM, FM radio. So yes, they're fabulous. And I was really trying to find, and Jay, I can't find it because I think you and I talked about this at the Shield Museum. I had a Midland, it's around here. I'll probably find it the second the show is over. I had a Midland radio, little handheld thing. But what I loved about it was you could have a home mode and you get to your home area using the same code, SAME, looking this up, but it also switched to go into travel mode so that if I was driving on the interstate, I could then essentially say, send me warnings for any location. And that was just an easy toggle back and forth between just home or give me everything. And I used to take it in the car all the time for that reason.
Nice to have for when you're traveling. It probably
Yeah.
would have been really helpful to have stuff like that in the days before smartphones.
All right. This is not the one I was just, but it was right in front of me and I was, but this is another one, right? Because you also probably want redundant ways to charge it. Does yours have a solar power on it? The one that you were on,
No,
right?
it does not. I wish it did. Does yours have a hand crank? Some of them do.
So it has solar, has hand crank, and you can charge it by plugging it into USB.
Right. Nice.
So this is actually has a brand on it. This was a promotional item that was mailed to us at CWG. All right. So Jay, great question. Thanks for writing in with that. A couple more tabs here to show you before we wrap up this week. Sam Walker's not on with us this week. We are still continuing to follow the ongoing saga that is homes collapsing to the ocean Outer Banks. In the past week, another home fell in Buxton. It stayed mostly intact when it hit against its neighbor on Cottage Avenue. This is what Sam wrote on social for anybody who's listening. More minor overwash came with morning's high tide. You can see so debris in the foreground of this video. Sam also was writing about community had a meeting with insurance commissioner Mike K. North Carolina. He met face to face with residents who are seeking state level advocacy for what has become an increasingly urgent federal need. And this was also tethered to something that one of you all said in a Facebook comment on one of our videos last week. If I can comment, I'm going to pop it up on the screen to give credit where credit is due. But the government shutdown, Frank, has an impact on flood insurance policies. So you would be troubled right now if you were trying to get a new flood insurance policy with the federal government shutdown. I thought really interesting. I had not yet connected dots prior to that comment.
Yeah.
So yeah, Max wrote in on DC
Hope we
provides
don't have
insurance
any.
for seafront properties.
Hope we don't have any big floods over the next couple months.
Yeah, I don't.
Remember that
I
you
would
have, if you
imagine.
want flood insurance, you have to get it within 30 days in advance. It doesn't take effect for 30 days. So
Yeah, so I don't know how you would do that right now with the federal. I think I'm okay to show this picture. I don't think there's anything too secretive in it. Speaking of, we just want to shout out our National Weather Service and friends and partners who are continuing to work during the shutdown, and a special thanks to all of the delivery drivers across the Carolinas who helped us deliver bagels. To the National Weather Service folks who continue to work during the government shutdown, and also my apologies to some of those delivery drivers because I ordered through the restaurant's app. I tipped through the app, thinking that was going to go to the people who prepared the bagels and the people who delivered it, but then I wasn't confident that that was what was going to happen. So then I googled like how do I tip the delivery said restaurant, which I wasn't going to name, but you can see in the picture. And it turns out that that's not always the case. And there wasn't an easy way for me to ensure that the delivery money went to the driver. I just wanted to shout out delivery drivers because I didn't mean for that to happen, but also I'm sure that happens to a lot of delivery drivers out there who sometimes get slighted, and it was not our intention.
yeah, as a former delivery driver, I can tell you that that absolutely does happen, and that not everybody realizes that it is appropriate to give your delivery driver a tip, same
I
as you
hated it.
would to a waiter in a restaurant.
Right.
15% appropriate.
I hated it because I thought I was doing the right thing, and then I found out later that maybe that's not the case. And I was like, okay, now I know. Also wanted to shout out Virginia Diner. Chris over at Virginia Diner in Wakefield Virginia. Talked to him today on the phone because Wakefield, Virginia, home of the National Weather Service office in Wakefield, which has jurisdiction Outer Banks of North Carolina, was on our list of offices to touch base with. But Wakefield is a fairly small town, Frank, and there were not a ton of delivery options. So I called her to the diner, and Chris was more than happy to help out to make sure that we didn't leave out hardworking men and women of Wakefield just because I couldn't find them a good suitable option on one of the popular delivery apps. So we'll round out our food delivery tour on Friday.
Yep, and we're happy to show some recognition to the hardworking people of the National Weather Service who are not getting paid right now.
Absolutely. And Bagels doesn't fix that, but we just wanted them to know we were thinking of them. And absolutely where our hearts and minds are at. And this is not a way to toot our own horn. It's just a way to make sure it's still on your radar at home that those National Weather Service employees, the meteorologists, the technicians, the staff, they're working 24 hours a day, putting out forecast, making sure equipment is working. And so one of the fine folks who help CWG, just know that some of our most recent Patreon money we've now turned around to make sure that those thinking of them. So if your name is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, or if you've recently joined us and I haven't updated the ticker yet, thanks to you as well at home for partaking in that grand effort. There are, I want to say 8 places that cover the Carolinas: Wakefield, Blacksburg, Raleigh, GSP, Columbia, Charleston, Moorhead, Wilmington. That's 8,
Yeah,
right?
I think you got them all.
I don't know why I did that to myself. That would have been bad if I had left somebody.
I'm glad you put yourself on the spot with that. I might have forgotten somebody.
I got worried there for a moment. I definitely got worried there for a moment. I think I wanted to talk about next up on the screen. Tomorrow, if you're watching with us live here on this Wednesday night, tomorrow, our friends over at over at Stormfront Freaks, who joined us with Chaser Chat and with Weather Brains on previous telethons, Stormfront Freaks is going to be doing the regular scheduled podcast shows in their normal Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time frame. And I just wanted to say, you get a chance to go take a listen to that and check it out. They've been really good friends of the show, and they're going to kind of be out a big chapter here after 10 seasons and close to 250 episodes. And so we hope that when you're done listening to you can go take a listen to their pod or any of the other weather podcasts. And we shared it on Facebook, and one of the co-hosts there said, thanks, guys, just in the last minutes here. I know when I talked to Phil Johnson over there, he said they're still going to do some of their like educational series and some of their storm coverage. I think it's just their regular schedule every 2 week show that's kind of going on a hiatus.